What's going on, guys? Like I said, this is going to be in the title. It's going to be a kind of a Starlink check. I have the Starlink set up over here finally in the room. There's little Cora. Cora? Cora? Say what's up. Starlink set up in the room. We moved everything around, being sort of kind of in next week's video. Still got a work in progress. Got to get the new desk in. But we got everybody kind of spaced out how we want. And basically, don't expect much from this, but I just wanted to see how the Wi-Fi works, and then I'm just going to go ahead and ultrasound some females because I was actually wanting to ultrasound a few girls anyway to kind of recheck. It's been about 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks since their first locks, and basically I'm just going to try and look and see, make sure everything's going well. First girl we're going to check, I'll get you set up on the tripod, probably going to be this hypo het clown female. Go ahead and show her off. Picked this girl up from Kyle over at Royal Ambassador Reptiles. She took last season off for him, so he didn't pay her last season. And it was pretty cool to be able to pick her up because, I mean, who doesn't love a good big adult female hypo het clown? I mean, you just can't go wrong. So we're going to ultrasound her, see where she's at. She was around 10 to 14 millimeters, if I'm not mistaken. Last time I ultrasounded her like 3 weeks ago, and she's taken 3 mils and locked once since then. So going to be curious to see there. And then I think we're going to go ahead and ultrasound this cinnamon het puzzle girl. She's been hunkered down over here for a hot minute, and ultrasounded her probably 3 weeks ago as well. She was around 15 millimeters. And then she locked to the Pastel Cypress Stranger het puzzle male, a really good lock, like 36 hours or something. Anyway, she locked there, and I want to check her. And then who else are we going to check here? Most of these girls are starting to build follicles. I'm probably going to check this girl, this Pastel Clown, because she locked. She'll get me, so I got to be careful. But she locked, I want to say 11/26/23 is when she locked. And I'm just kind of curious where she's at. So we're going to check her. She actually locked to this male right here, which is pretty cool because it was his first lock. This really, really badass spot nose yellow belly stranger het clown posset monsoon boy. So he locked her for his first lock, and he's doing really, really good. And then here's the puzzle male. Threw him in here to see if I can get him back on food because he's a finicky eater during breeding season. But Pastel Cypress Stranger het puzzle male. And yeah, I think we're going to roll with that, and then show the few pickups in previous video. And just picked up 2 of these girls, just normal double het ultra clown females, and picked them up for a really good price. Like, I'm talking amazing price. And ain't that right, Cora? Huh? Ain't that right? So we picked them up for a crazy price, and they've got some really good size on them. I mean, they're probably every bit of, I don't know, close to 450. And there's one, and then where's this other one right here? I mean, they're really good size. So, and I got a crazy price on them, so I was like, you know what? I'm going to pick them up and just see what happens. Little update on the scaleless. He's doing well. Put on some size. Such a cool snake to have just as like a pet quality. What else? We're going to go ahead and ultrasound, I think. Let me see. I ultrasounded these girls all these babies. Oh, I will give an update on this girl right here. So this is a Pastave double het ultra clown, okay? And this is the girl that was in the thumbnail for the previous video. And she's 800, or she was 870 grams, okay? Would not eat for me. I could not get her to touch a meal. I put her on every substrate. I moved her to like these combo tubs right here. Then I moved her to the VE style tubs, the small tub, the big tub. Then I moved her to these shallow, like VE style tubs, a little bit shallower than the actual VE tubs. Moved her there, nothing. Moved her over to a 70 series tub, gave her a hide, nothing. And then finally moved her to the 5540, and she decided that she was going to eat for me. She ate 3 meals and then went off food for like over a month. And I was like, what am I going to do? Like, she's never going to get to size. Well, sure enough, I ultrasounded her the other day, and she had over 15 millimeter follicles. So I have a male clown het ultra male from Aussie. I'll pick him up. He just ate a good couple mil, but he's a really, really good looking clown, like super reduced. Almost looks like, I guess you could say blade or whatever. But yeah, he's ready to go. He's proven. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to throw him in there and see what happens. And sure enough, threw him into her. And literally within like 2 hours, he locked her up and pulled him out. And she's taken 3 adult ASF the past 8 days. So, I mean, she's a monster now, which is cool to think that this girl wasn't even 900 grams. she could very easily pop a clutch, and get up past 1500 before she's ready to go. So I'm gonna get the tripod kind of sort of set up here. If you guys are looking for an ultrasound, and you want something good, pick this one up. Okay, I don't know exactly. It's from Breeder Circle. I don't know exactly what it is, to be honest with you. There it is. Something. Yeah, but anyway, go on Breeder Circle. I know a few people sell them, but if you're interested in ultrasound, I'm telling you, this thing right here is top freaking notch. I don't know what, as far as price-wise, they are now. I think I bought this one for, I want to say it was like $1,400 or something. Maybe it may have been more. I don't remember. It's been so long, but it just works wonders. And then if you're interested in settings and you don't know how to set up an ultrasound, because neither did I, go over to Always Evolving. Go to Miguel's page on YouTube and then search up Miguel at Always Evolving Ultrasound, and then he's got like 2 or 3 videos where he's basically showing his new ultrasound, which is this exact one. I don't know if he's upgraded or not, but I doubt it. And literally he goes through and tells you how to completely change all of this stuff over here. And I copied a lot of the stuff, and then I just made it my own. And it seems to work really well, especially after you know how to read it, which I'm going to get you guys set up on the tripod over here, and then I'm going to pull the female out, and I'm going to show you how I ultrasound, because at first it did take me a little bit of learning curve, because there's organs and things like that that you could possibly think is a follicle, and then as well as if you're feeding your females heavy, like let's just say a breeding female, if she's taking 2 or 3 ASF a week or however you feed them, and she hasn't actually pooped in 4 or 5 days, sometimes people mistake follicles for poop, and I'm telling you, it happens to the best of us. It happened to everybody. If they tell you different, then they just don't want to tell you the truth. So anyway, I'm gonna get you guys set up, and I'm gonna show you the difference. I'm gonna pull out a female at the end, and I'll show you, and I'll let you know that's been feeding heavy, and hasn't had a bowel movement this week, and you'll 100% see the poop. So I'm going to get you guys set up. Oh shoot, hold on. It's telling me that that's not in place. So I'll get you guys set up here, probably like right in there. And like I said, this is nothing serious. I'm just figured I'd do it live because I was going to ultrasound these girls anyway. And, there's just no reason in not showing some of this stuff, because I know some of you guys can actually benefit from this. So go online, Amazon, Aquasonic, buy like 10 of these. I'm telling you, they're cheap. If you have an ultrasound of any kind, these are the best. This is the best. It's cheap. It works well. With the snakes, I always wipe off before I do another female, so that way I don't contaminate tubs as far as changing, different, I guess, using this stick on different females, because, it's just good practice. I mean, not that any snake is going to be different than the other, especially in a clean collection, but I will say this stuff works well. And then all I do is I just keep my paper towels over here, and after every single snake, I wipe this transmitter off, and I'll show you guys that in a second. So I'm going to grab a female. Let's start with the Cinnamon Hut Puzzle Girl. Hopefully she doesn't try to tag me. She's turned into a little bit of a biatch because she's a monster feeder. So she's got a little bit of stuck shed on her. So forgive that. Like I said, Texas, we're having some crazy spikes in weather, so humidity levels drop and change. She's a big girl. I mean, she's probably doubled in size since last year, or earlier this year, I guess. She laid 7 eggs in 3/13/23, and she's already back building follicles. So, when you feed, I always say, guys, when you feed quality, it's really hard. It's really hard not to It's really hard not for snakes not to want to grow and get big and healthy and lay good clutches, because you're feeding quality feeders, guys. I mean, if you go buy frozen thawed feeders, I'm not saying that's bad, but if you're not buying from a trusted, reliable source, you never know what they're feeding their rodents. They could be feeding them crappy dog food or whatever. So I always like either breeding my own or buying from somebody I trust. And at the end of the day, a snake eats live rodents in the wild. That's going to be the best diet for them. Let's just be honest here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show the screen as well. It's going to be kind of hard here. But I'm going to show the female first and what direction I start. I've got it pretty dialed in now. You want to make sure they're pretty laid out. especially their back end. If they're all curled up around here, and you know, sometimes you won't see anything, you'll just see poop. So just try not to get bit here, right about in here. Yeah, there they are. Right there, right, spot on. And I can't show you guys, I don't have my foot pedal, which I should have got before this, so we're gonna start right there. So freeze the button, and I'll lay this over. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and wipe this off while I'm here, and then wipe this female off. Get that off of her. Like I said, don't worry about it. You just don't want to cause any shedding problems and things like that. I mean, this stuff isn't bad for them, but I just like to be crazy particular. So I'm gonna go ahead and put her back, and I'm gonna show you guys the screen. Again, guys, you're going to forgive me. I'm a one-man show, you know, so I'm kind of do all this by myself. So here we go. What's up, Don? How's it going, man? I'm glad you're tuning in. I know this is kind of last second for everybody, but, you know, I figured if I'm going to do it, I might as well record it at this point. I mean, basically what we're doing here. So I appreciate any of you guys who drop by or watch this after. Like I said, try to give you guys some tips and tricks. So here we go right here. So that's exactly what I'm looking at, okay? A follicle, you're going to know a follicle is a follicle when it's basically black, okay? The only way it's not going to be black is if it's already almost developed into an egg, and it's going to be kind of like white, and it's going to be really hard to tell the difference between, you know, this is the middle of the snake right here. The follicles are up towards the top of the spine. You know, with an egg, it's going to be encompass this whole entire, you know, piece right here. And as you see right here, this is actually shit. I mean, you can see it. It almost looks like an egg, so it can fool you. It really can fool you. Like when you're looking at this and you don't know what you're looking at, you may look at this and it looks kind of like an oval shape. You're like, oh my God, she's got eggs. She's got eggs. No, trust me, I've done that. Okay, I've done that. It's just not, it's not what it is. I'm gonna kind of get you guys centered up, and I'm gonna show you what I do to figure out exactly size. So on this ultrasound, like I said, this is a great ultrasound. If you're looking to spend money, I cannot recommend this enough. If you're trying to make money from the snakes or reptiles in general, buy one of these things, guys. Don't skimp on it. All right, I'm telling you right now, it does wonders, okay? It's going to help me again this year whenever this male, because this male right here does not like to eat when he is breeding, okay? So this is the Pastel Cypress Stranger Het Puzzle male, okay? And he doesn't like to eat when he breeds, so he goes off food completely. So that means that basically I'm having to calculate his locks down to, like, you know, the weeks on what he goes into a female's tub for. Because if not, I mean, I could lose him. Either he could breed himself to death, or I could literally just, you know, half the females in the project could not go, which is not good. And so you have to be really, really precise on this stuff. And this ultrasound machine tells you when you need to pair that male. So that means I won't have to pair this male for probably another 3 to 4 weeks to another female. So he's got 3 to 4 weeks of rest. Whereas if I didn't know and I was just like, oh, you know what, she's on the cold side, I'm going to throw him in. I throw him in, he may or may not have a good lock, and, you know, he's not going to have time to kind of get back into the groove, and I'm not even going to have a chance to feed him again, because this male right here goes off food for 3 to 4 weeks at a time. So if I don't have him completely dialed in, you know, it's going to be dry locks, and it's not going to be good. You know, I mean, this male, he's 900 and something grams, but it doesn't matter. If he goes to 5 females and doesn't eat, he's probably going to lose 300 grams. And then on top of that, like I said, if you don't time your locks correctly, he's not going to be actually locking. He's going to be dry locking, which isn't good. So basically, I'm going to come over here, take this scroller. I'm trying to look through the screen, so maybe a little hard, but start right there. And then I'm going to go over here to measure, click measure, and then it's going to turn into like a plus sign. And then I'm going to click set, and then go back down here again to set. And that's basically going to be the size of your follicles right there. And she had some bigger ones on the left side, but I didn't worry about it, because to me, I'm more focused on her like complete growth, I guess you could say. Like if one follicle is bigger than the other, they're, at the end of the day, majority of the time, she's probably not going to develop. She's not going to like develop everything at the same time. So there may be one follicle that's 18 millimeters, there may be one follicle that's 16 millimeters, and it's not really going to matter. You know, I usually take the smaller follicle, because at the end of the day, you know, it's probably going to end up evening out before she actually ovulates and gets to that 40 plus millimeter mark. So the average right here is probably going to be about 12 millimeters. So, you know, that being said, she's probably looking at, you know, I'll go ahead and show her again. She's probably looking, you know, she laid 7 good eggs. 3. So that's a lot. She laid 7 good eggs, 3, 13, 23. So she's probably looking at maybe, she's on kind of schedule, but she's going a little bit quicker than last year. I would assume she probably lays here in the next month and a half or so. So she'll probably start ramping up here soon. And that'll, like I said, should be a pretty cool clutch because she's only going to get strictly paired to the Pastel Cypress Stranger het puzzle this season. So, you know, it'd be really cool to see a Cypress Cinnamon Stranger puzzle. I mean, that's just be pretty cool. Yeah, no, I agree, Don. They do cost a lot, but I can tell you right now, if you're spending, let's just say, for instance, you're spending $5,000 or even $2,000 to $3,000 on a snake, you know, for a project, it's almost a necessity, man. Looking back on it now, there's no way that I would have ever done it any different because it's so beneficial, you know, for projects when you're really trying to make money at it. Like, let's be honest, I mean, snakes are awesome. We all love them. I mean, if you're watching this video, you have snakes or you want to have snakes, you know, and they're awesome. You know, animals, creatures, fun to mess around with, fun to show your friends. But at the end of the day, if you're buying racks, you know, spending $5,000-$6,000 on racks or more, you know, and you're buying, you know, the things that have to be bought in order to make this a quote unquote business, you need this. I'm telling you, like, it's just a no-brainer. And you can buy a cheap one. I'm not saying you have to buy this. This machine, you know, it's a little bit expensive, but in the grand scheme of things, if that male, that's, you know, Pastel Cypress Stranger het puzzle male gets one more female because of this ultrasound right here, you know, I mean, a pastel, let's just say a Cypress Stranger puzzle. I mean, you know, even in this market, you're still looking, you know, that's probably close to a $10,000 snake. So that pays for 5 of these, you know, if they're $1,000 a piece, or you know, or not $1,000 a piece, but if they're, you know, $1,500 a piece or whatever. I mean, it's just a no-brainer. So I'm gonna quit talking because I can talk about that all day. We're gonna run over here. I'm gonna go ahead and ultrasound this girl too, just to see, because she's played a lot of hooky with me. So I'll go ahead and pull her. I'm just gonna pull her out of the tub because it's kind of hard to fit all this in, even on this big table. So right here, maybe you guys can see it now a little bit better. But so right here we have a GHI het puzzle female, and she is the sister to the girl that has laid for us 2 seasons in a row, and she has never really been a crazy good eater. I mean, as you see, she's not a small girl by any means. She's probably, I don't know, 1,800 plus, something like that. You know, she's thick, you know, not skinny, tail's not skinny. I mean, she's just a thick girl, but she doesn't like consistently eating. So she didn't go last year for us, and she's been kind of on the cold side of this season. And, you know, it's just been kind of a guessing game to see where she's going to develop, or if she's going to develop. And like I said, this is very hard when you're doing it by yourself. I'll let you guys know. If you have somebody that can help you, especially when you got an aggressive snake, this girl doesn't really care. She's just trying to get away. But let's go ahead and put some gel on there. Put this back. Come here. I don't know where you're trying to go, but you're not going up my pants. I'll tell you that right now. All right. So, again, not the easiest thing to do, but I'm going to try and do this without her completely disappearing. So I'm going to let her do her thing. Probably right around, let's unfreeze this. Probably right around in here. Like I said, she may not have anything at all, but I'm just curious. She may be a little further. Girl, don't jack on my ultrasound. Come on now. You already caused me enough problems as it is. When you got snakes that don't want to cooperate, it makes it a little harder. You see what I'm dealing with now. Yeah, you try to do this by yourself, I'm telling you right now, this may end badly. So that's her organ right there. That's one of the things that I was going to show you. See that right there on the camera? That is her, I'm pretty sure that's her liver right there on the camera. I know it's hard to see because she's moving, but that right there is not a follicle. If you guys can see it, that is her liver or her kidney or whatever. That's too far. So you want to start, I'm about halfway through the snake right now. The follicles are usually right below that. Some are like right around there. Yeah, she just doesn't have anything. Kind of got her to calm down a little bit. I know you guys may not be able to see this, but I'm trying my best here. Oh, no, there they are right there. Yep, they're small though. She's got some, but they're really small. She's moving around too much. Yeah, this is why it makes it nearly impossible while you're doing it by yourself. But I'm gonna go ahead and get my foot pedal out so that way I can show you guys at the end, even if she is moving around like crazy. So, like I said, just wipe her off, put her in the trash, and then, like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and put her out of the tub. No, I can't, unfortunately. It won't let me turn sideways, I don't think. Hold on, let me see. No, it won't let me. Every time I turn it sideways, it tells me to turn it back. Yeah, it says orientation is locked, rotate device backwards, or back to the other direction. So I can't do it, unfortunately. Trust me, I tried that. I'm gonna go ahead and throw her back in her tub so she'll quit acting like a fool. She had some follicles, but I'm telling you, if you guys didn't see it, they were really, really small. And she got freaking ultrasound gel all over me. Let me see. Let me turn this way a little bit. Does that help? Right there? Oh, I got glare from the freaking window now. Let me try like right there. Phone settings to fix it for the... Okay, all right, well, I'll do that next time before I start. Like I said, really, I wasn't planning to do this live. I was just down here, and I was like, you know what, I want to ultrasound a few girls, and I figured I could help a few of you guys out if you're on the verge of getting an ultrasound or you just want to ultrasound a snake. So I'll fix it next time, and we'll get it sideways, because I actually prefer, it's a lot better range as far as video goes. So I'm going to go ahead and keep it there, and then I'm going to run over here and grab this foot pedal. Show you guys. So this is what comes with it, and it's actually really handy, especially when you're a one-man operation. But it's a foot pedal, and you just run it to the back side of there, and basically you click it with your foot and it'll freeze it. So when you're you got stuff happening all over the place and you can't really do it all, this is the best option. All right, so I got it hooked up. I don't know if it's even gonna reach, but okay. All right, here we go. So we got this hooked up. I'm gonna try to show you guys this angle maybe a little bit better, and then let's grab this Pastel clown. Hopefully I don't get bit. I really don't want to get bit, but I'm gonna try it and see. Pull her out of the tub. She's gonna go absolutely berserk, I can tell you right now. Yep, I already can tell. No. See what I'm saying? This is the problem when you're doing this by yourself. They will go absolute berserk on you when you get them out of the tub. So this is like the hardest part about the entire process, is getting her to stay still so you can ultrasound her. Put some ultrasound gel on. Just layer it on. No particular way, just make sure the whole entire front right here is covered in gel. And basically, she's being quiet, or being still, so we're gonna try and do this. So right about there. Yep, there they are. Right there, they're not anything big, but I wasn't expecting anything big. There they are. Shit. Now she's going crazy again. No. Jeez. Sorry guys, she's wrapped up in this entire... This is what you deal with when you're a one-man operation, I'm telling you. Look at this girl. She's literally going berserk over no reason at all. But anyway, you can kind of sort of see she has some follicles, but they are small. And I can't even get her to stay still to wipe her off. Like once they figure out that they can go quit, they will dip on you, so you got to be careful. Looks like clean her off. Really? This is a shit show. Anyway, you can tell. If you don't have somebody, get ready for a shit show. I'm gonna tell you that right now, because it's gonna happen. And she didn't have anything crazy anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna just tell you off of experience. Those follicles right there She's in the early stages of it. I mean, you can kind of sort of see one right here. Let me fix this. Yeah, she's a track star. Exactly. She is definitely a runner. She wanted to go. I'm telling you. Dude, I can tell you right now, every single girl I pull out, exactly what she's going to do because I've been dealing with it. And a few of them, that's fine. I mean, if she's taking off, you know, it sucks because sometimes she'll get wrapped up around here and I've had her like completely throw my stuff on the ground, which isn't good. But you know, sometimes when you get the biters, oh man, that's no fun because they'll just sit there and they'll hold their ground. You try to touch them, bam, get you, tag you. But anyway, you can kind of sort of see that right there is a follicle right there where I'm moving that. That's a follicle. I'm going to say right now, just off experience, that's probably like 6 to 7 millimeters. So that's like early stages of her going, which is fine because, you know, I really wanted to get her going. And for the most part, I wanted to get this male going. Like, that's really the only reason I wanted to pair her so soon. I mean, she's on the cold side of the tub. She's obviously getting ready to build. But, I mean, this is literally the only reason I wanted to get her going early. But it's because I have this male right here. Yeah, now I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. The girls will snag your ass. Like, if you don't have somebody helping you, it's a pain in the ass. I'll tell you that right now. Especially when you're trying to film, dude. I will say that. Like, by myself, I've got it down. But when I'm trying to film this for you guys, it's a pain in the ass. But anyway, like I said, that's the only reason I care about her going a little bit earlier and getting her paired up so soon at 6 millimeters is because this male, I wanted to get him his first lock. And he actually did, you know, get his first lock in, which is huge for me because now he eats every single day, or not day, he eats every single time he locks. So after he gets out of the tub, I'll give him 3 days in with the girl regardless if he locks or not. Pull him out, boom, he eats. He's not like this other male over here that just goes off food. I mean, literally this guy, it doesn't matter if he'll eat 4 meals in a row. You throw him with a female, he's completely off food for, like I said, about a month. And you cannot throw him in. If you, let's just say 2 weeks in, you're like, you feed him, he doesn't take, you put him back in the tub, and you're like, all right, whatever, I'm going to throw him in the tub with the girl. He'll start that cycle over again, I'm telling you. I mean, it's just not, some males do that. I mean, I've had males that do that, and I've had males, like I said, that like the other stranger who completely demolish food regardless if he locks or not. Just is what it is. So that's the Pastel girl. Like I said, this is super early season for us here. I'm not expecting any of these girls to have anything crazy. This is one of the girls that may tag me. I'm going to be straight up. I'll see if I can even get her out of the tub. I really don't want to get bit today, dude. Especially by a girl who's biting to kill, not just biting to let go. And she might go absolutely berserk as well. So y'all enjoy the show. Anyway, like I showed before, this is the hypo het clown female. I'm going to try to keep her bald just to keep her scared. She doesn't want to move around. So I'm going to just say probably around, let me see, let's get this right there. She's probably going to be right around freeze. Just pain to see it. Yeah, there they are. She's just at a weird angle. She doesn't have anything crazy, but they are about 15 millimeters if I can find them. There's a lot of poop in there. You can see that poop, all that cloudiness in there right there. That's all poop. That's not follicles, guys. That's just because she's been eating. I know it's kind of hard to see because I don't have a ton of gel on that spot, but you can see all that is poop right there. All that cloudiness that you're seeing on the ultrasound machine, that's not a follicle. Some people may say, oh my God, I got eggs. Dude, if you're ultrasounding your female, if you're ultrasounding her down here, this is all poop if she's eating. All this right in here is going to be poop, every bit of it. Usually, I like to start, I'm going to go ahead and grab some more gel. Like I said, if they're in an awkward position, you know, if they're like sideways or whatnot, and they're not 100% touching the ground when you're trying to ultrasound, sometimes you'll get a messed up reading, and that's just how it is. So let's see here. Some more poop in there, as you see. All this is poop right here. This is just from her eating. And it makes it really hard to ultrasound a female when she's got a lot of poop, a lot of baggage. Oh, there they are right there. You can see them. You see that one right there? I know it's hard to see. That's the follicles right there. Right there. That's a follicle. You see on the screen right there. no follicle, follicle. So that's hers right there. And then they, like I said, they go all the way up over here. You see them? That's all follicles right there. And you see how far I'm up on the snake? I'm like a little bit less than halfway on the snake. So that's all her follicles. So right in here, follicles all the way down here to her butt. That's all poop. Poop from here to about here. Like I said, this girl, you know, eats. She's not even a crazy eater. I mean, she takes a meal maybe. She maybe eats once or twice every other week now that she's been building some. That's just kind of how a feeder she is. Like I literally tried to feed her 2 nights ago. She didn't eat. And then last night I had to feed a few babies. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to throw this ASF that I had left over in the tub. And sure enough, boom, she smacked it. Like the same 1 day difference. Nothing changed. Didn't change her substrate. Didn't do anything to her. That's just how snakes are sometimes. And that's another really good tip I can give you guys off of experience from last year. So, I mean, she's a big girl. Like I said, really powerful to have for me just because I want to get into the hypo clown. So, we'll put her back up right here. And throw her back in the tub, and then we can talk about what I was going to tell you guys. So basically what I was going to say is you got to be really careful feeding when snakes are, what's the best way to put this? When a snake is building follicles, and you know it, you 100% know she's building follicles, okay? She's been on the cold side of the tub. You either have an ultrasound like this or you don't. 2 seasons ago when I first started, I had the idea that, okay, if they go off food, you know, as soon as they quit taking meals, I'm going to quit feeding. Like, I'm not going to feed anymore. And that was my mistake, is I probably had 2 to 3 females that would be gone if I would have kept feeding, regardless if they went off food or not. You know, it doesn't matter if you don't give them food at all, they're going to eat, you know. But if you keep on offering food every single week, regardless of the situation, yeah, it's a pain in the ass because, you know, you're going to have to clean the rat poop up and pee out of the tub, especially if they're not eating, you know, give them 45 minutes, pull the rat out type thing. But man, it's this season, just like I told you a second ago, this female, 2 days ago or 3 days ago, did not want a meal at all, did not take an ASF, you know, just looked at it and stood on the other side of the tub, you know, pulled the ASF out after 45 minutes. And I was like, dang, you know, I was hoping she would eat. And sure enough, the next day over, when I was going to feed, I think I was feeding these double het the double het ultra clown girls, and I had a leftover rat from one of these girls that was in shed. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to throw it in this tub because she didn't eat the day before. This girl didn't eat. So I was like, you know what, why not? And sure enough, threw the ASF in there, and literally within 20 minutes, she smoked the ASF. And that was a 1 day difference. So that being said, if you don't feed your snakes, even when they're building follicles, like I don't care if I open this tub up right now, and this female right here is at, you know, 38. If she hasn't ovulated, you feed her. You throw a rat in there every single week, a rat, ASF, mice, whatever. You throw it in there regardless of the sizing of follicles. I don't care if she's 5 millimeters or if she's 40, because you never know. And that's one thing I've learned. You never know if one meal is halting a snake. Like this girl, that girl I just showed you, this ivory het monsoon, last season for us, she was over 40 millimeters. She never crossed the boundary to ovulate, never did it, but she was over 40 millimeters and she was just stuck there. And she wouldn't eat because I didn't feed her. I was like, you know what, she's off food, I want to quit feeding. Boom, you know, all of a sudden, she starts eating again after a month of sitting at that follicle range, and she reabsorbed. And it sucks because, you know, you're waiting for a clutch, you're anticipating a clutch, and it's something as simple as you not feeding because you think your females are off food. So I don't care if your female, like I said, is at 40 millimeters and you've tried to feed her for 3 weeks in a row and she has not taken a meal. You throw the ASF or the rat in there and just see, because you never know whenever she is finally ready to take a meal, and that one meal could push her over the boundary of ovulating and having a good clutch. And I'm telling you guys from experience, you need to do it, because if not, you're going to kick yourself because of all the what ifs. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's always what ifs in this, you know, I guess you could quote unquote industry, but I can tell you from experience that right there is the worst feeling in the world, is, you know, having a female that you think should be going, and all of a sudden she reabsorbs, and you just, in the back of your mind, you're like, it probably was me. So I can tell you that right now from experience. Do that, and you know, you're gonna have the best chance possible at getting a clutch. I want to try one more girl real quick. that I just want to double check. She is kind of skittish. She's got to hide. And I'm going to ultrasound her just to see, make sure I'm not missing. Because even last year when she went, she never once, she's in shed, so I'm going to be real careful with her here. But right here we just have a big, not big, she's like probably, I don't know, 14, no, she's probably like 1,600 grams if I had to guess. Black Pastel pied, 66% head clown. She laid last year for us 3 eggs unexpectedly. And she never once, I personally never once saw her on the cold side of the tub. And, you know, I was like, oh, she's not going to go. And then boom, I ultrasounded her, and she was over 30 millimeters and laid a clutch. So that being said, you know, always check your females, even if they're small. I've learned that again last week. 900 gram girl ended up having 15 millimeter follicles, and it's probably going to lay a clutch because now she's back on food. It's just crazy. As you see, she's turning like a pinkish, irritated color. So I'm going to be try to get this spot on so I don't irritate her anymore. Probably right in, I'm going to say here. Yep, right there. She's got some follicles for sure, nothing crazy, but freeze that. And then, like I said, go back over here, wipe this off. Why not? You know, some people don't, but I personally like it. Make sure she doesn't bite me because she's in shed. And then make sure you always wipe your female off. Go with the scales, wipe her off. Especially if she's in shed, I don't want to get her. Oh, she's going crazy again because I'm a one-man operation. It's going to happen. But Black Pastel pied, 66% head clown. As you see, she's put on a lot of size since last year. She's got a lot of poop down here. She's going to have a pretty big bowel movement. But she's definitely put on some size, and she's already got follicles, so which is good. And like I said, nothing crazy here, but you know, if you don't check them, you won't know. It's just how it is. So I like to check my females every 3 weeks whenever I'm technically in breeding season. And I didn't even really think I was going to be in breeding season right now. And sure enough, I've got, you know, it's mostly the small girls. I'll show you guys in here in just a second. But make sure you wipe your transmitter or whatever you want to call it off really good when you're done. I'm not going to ultrasound anymore. I'll go ahead and put it in the case. That way, if you ever want to resell it, it's not messed up. So that being said, let's go over here. Put you guys in front. You see those are follicles right there on the top. And like I said, they're nothing big. And I'm just going to show you guys for size comparison. We're going to go over here. I mean, these are really small. I mean, these are like, she's just getting going, which is fine with me. I just wanted to double check because I probably will. Yeah, see right there. That's about an 8 millimeter follicle right there is what that is. I hope you guys can see it. But that right there is 8 millimeters. So size comparison, that's 8. 16 is double that. 24, triple. And then, you know, when a snake gets over probably 25 millimeters, you know, I really dial in, make sure I'm feeding every week, regardless if she's eating. Make sure her locks are calculated. You know, make sure I'm not just throwing sporadic males in. You know, really dial it in. I'll go over here, as you see in these tubs, right over here. Take some masking tape or painter's tape or whatever, write down their locks when they get going, so that way I can manage it. And again, I don't know if any of you guys need to hear this, but don't throw your males in with multiple females in the same week. The rule of thumb is, which was worked for me, a male goes in with the female for 3 days, regardless if he locks her or not. So leave him in there for 3 whole days. That way, if he's not locked, he gets a chance to. If you pull him out in a day, I've had males not lock until like almost the 3rd day. Like I'll end up pulling a snake sometimes 4 days after because he won't lock a female until the 3rd day. You know, so leave him in for 3 days with the female. If he doesn't, cool. Pull him out after 3 days regardless, as long as he's not locked. If he's locked up, like I said, give him the time, let him finish, pull him out, put him back in his tub the next day. So let's just say you feed on a Wednesday night. Either Thursday night or Friday night, offer a meal, let him get a meal in. If he eats, awesome. If he doesn't, usually I like to let my males rest about another week if I can get away with it, if he doesn't eat. Now, if he eats, I usually give him, I'll do 3 days on and 5 days off, 5 to 6 days off. Personally, that's what I do. So that basically means he goes into a tub for 3 days, locks a female, he gets out, he gets you know, a chance to get a meal, and he gets that meal. and then he gets the rest of the remainder, 3 to 4 days off from a female. So that way he gets a chance to kind of regenerate, you know, get the sperm count back, whatever it is. You want quality locks, guys. I'm telling you right now, if you just start throwing this male, let's just say, for instance, I was just to take this male today and just start throwing him in with females, left him in there for a day, then put him in here because I didn't see a lock, put him in here because I didn't see a lock. You're going to stress him out, first off. You're going to stress the females out, second off. And it's just not going to work out for you. He's not going to lock any of them because he doesn't know what the hell's going on. I mean, you're just throwing him in with a bunch of girls. And, you know, first of all, he's not an experienced male. He's only locked once. You know, for me, as soon as he gets to size on a small male, he's automatically going to start rotating into females. I don't care if this female only has 4 millimeter follicles. If that's the male that I want to throw to her, it's only going to benefit me for the male to start getting thrown into the female's tub. And on the female side of things, no more than 1 lock a month. Don't throw 4 different males in because you didn't see a lock on a female. 1 male, pick the male, and mark him down to go into that tub on a certain day. Like you see here, I paired 6, 6, 23. So if I saw follicle growth, which I didn't, I just wanted to throw the male in because he didn't have a lock. The normal double het monsoon clown male that we picked up, like I was doing the exact same thing I was just telling you. I was rotating him in with females, regardless if they had follicles, just to try to get him interested and in the mood to breed, okay? And it worked out because now, here recently on the previous video that I'm going to upload, we had a special het monsoon lock to the normal double het monsoon clown, and boom, he's ready to go. He's proven, or not proven, but he's breeding now, which is good. He's eating and breeding. So always leave your females a month apart. So if I was to do this correctly, take that male out I just showed you. So let's say I walk over here, grab this male. He's had 4 days off after a lock. He's 8. He's had time to regenerate. Okay, cool. Pull him out of this tub. Walk him over here. You see this girl. You look at this. You make sure all this is accurate. 6, 6, 23. Okay, cool. So at 7, 6, 23, I can throw him back in there again and give him another chance. Don't throw him in on 620. Give the female a complete month of rest to let her keep building and just do her thing, guys. I mean, you're not gonna guarantee a an ovulation or anything by pairing a male 50 times. You're just gonna stress both of them out, and you may even kill your male. I mean, it's people have done it before. They just don't tell you. They want you to know the least amount of information possible. Because at the end of the day, when they sell more snakes, they make more money. It's just how a lot of this stuff is, and it's sad. But really just dial in your pairings, and it's going to help you a ton. So that being said, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. We had a 42-minute live. Appreciate everybody who showed up. We had some good information shared, had some quality snakes ultrasounded. Like I said, I wasn't expecting much, but again, I want to ultrasound my snakes every 3 weeks, especially when I see follicles. Even at 8 millimeters, you never know. A female could jump from 8 to 15 in a week's time. You don't know. It really depends on them. They're animals. Anything can happen. 1 week, I mean, I've heard of people having snakes that are 10 millimeters and jump to 25, 30 plus in 1 week. It just happens. When nature calls, guys. So again, I appreciate all you guys who showed up, who are going to watch this after the fact. Starlink is working well. We had no mess ups as far as, I guess Wi-Fi connection. Don, I appreciate you again for tuning in and commenting, man. I appreciate it. Have a good day. Have a good rest of your weekend. And we will hopefully talk soon. And like I said, I appreciate all the support on the videos from everybody. And Corey and I are out. We'll see you later, guys. Peace.